February 15, 2015. A chilling video shocks the world. A declaration of war against the nation of Egypt. The world waited to see how Cairo would respond. They didn't wait long before the sun rose the next day. Vengeance was unleashed. A wave of Egyptian Air Force F-16s flying under the cover of darkness crossed the border into Libya. Their targets, the ISIS training camps and weapon depots of Derna. The strikes were swift, precise, and utterly devastating. This was not just a military operation. It was a message broadcast to the world in the language of overwhelming force. To understand the modern Egyptian armed forces, you must understand this. When threatened, they will not hesitate. This is the story of how an ancient nation's military was reborn into a modern fighting machine, becoming the undisputed military titan of the Arab world and Africa. For over a decade, Egypt has been locked in a brutal shadow war in its own backyard. The Sinai Peninsula, a vast and unforgiving desert, became a hotbed for one of the world's most vicious insurgencies, Ansar Bait al-Maqdis, which later pledged allegiance to ISIS. They used guerrilla tactics, IEDs, and complex ambushes to bleed the Egyptian state. But this crucible of fire did not break the Egyptian military. It forged it. It transformed a conventional army built to fight state-on-state wars into a hardened, modern counterinsurgency force. This brutal conflict became the training ground for a new generation of Egyptian warriors. To dominate this volatile region, Egypt has assembled one of the most powerful and diverse arsenals on the planet. Its air force is a formidable blend of East and West. State-of-the-art French Rafale fighters fly alongside a massive fleet of American F-16s, while Russian Alligator and American Apache helicopters provide lethal close air support. On the ground, the Army's backbone is the M1 Abrams main battle tank, a symbol of industrial might manufactured right here in Egypt. But the ultimate game changer is at sea. With the acquisition of 2 Mistral-class helicopter carriers, Egypt joined an elite club of nations. These floating power bases give Egypt the ability to project force and deploy thousands of troops anywhere in the region, turning the Red Sea and the Mediterranean into Egyptian spheres of influence. At the very tip of this spear are Egypt's legendary special forces. Forged in the fires of the 1973 war, the Saka forces, or Thunderbolts, are the Army's elite commandos. Their selection process is a grueling test of physical and psychological endurance designed to find the unbreakable soldier. They are the masters of reconnaissance and direct action raids deep in the Sinai. Even more secretive is Unit 777. Modeled after the world's top counter-terrorism units, they are the nation's last line of defense against hijackings and hostage crises. In the war against terror, these are the phantoms who hunt in the shadows. But the mission of the Egyptian armed forces extends far beyond the battlefield. They are the guardians of the nation's lifeblood, the Suez Canal, the vital artery for global trade. They are protectors of a priceless ancient heritage. And they are the backbone of the modern state itself, a massive economic and industrial force that builds roads, bridges, and national infrastructure. As a key contributor to United Nations peacekeeping missions, Egypt exports its stability, proving it is not just a regional power, but a responsible global partner. From the humiliating defeat of 1967 to the glorious victory of the 1973 crossing, the Egyptian military has learned, adapted, and evolved. Today, it stands as a shield against the chaos of a turbulent region and the guarantor of the Egyptian state. It is a force defined by a sacred duty to protect its history, its people, and its future. Forged in the desert, armed with the world's most advanced technology, and driven by the pride of a timeless civilization, the Egyptian armed forces are the undisputed guardians of the Nile.